Some places seem to remember every whisper, every footstep, and every drop of blood spilled within their walls. Blackwood Manor is one such place. Perched on the edge of a sprawling forest and blanketed by a near-constant fog, this mansion has been the subject of fearful rumours and grim tales for over a century. Once a magnificent estate owned by the enigmatic Blackwood family, it fell into darkness following the tragic deaths of every member of the household. Over the years, the mansion remained untouched, its windows dark, its hallways silent. But that silence hides a secret, a curse, some say, that keeps the souls of those who died within from ever leaving. Tonight, we bring you the story of Maria, a young woman who inherited Blackwood Manor, and who dared to uncover the mysteries that should have remained buried. Maria grew up hearing stories of Blackwood Manor, an estate long abandoned and left to the ravages of time. She was distantly related to the family, but had never even set foot near the property. Yet one day, she received a letter from an attorney informing her that she was the last heir to the Blackwood fortune and that the manor was now hers. Although apprehensive, she couldn't deny her curiosity. After all, what could be lurking in an empty mansion? She travelled to the remote estate, her heart heavy with both dread and excitement. Little did she know that the house was waiting for her, eager to reveal its darkest secrets. Arriving just before dusk, Maria was struck by the haunting beauty of the place. The mansion loomed large, its weathered stone facade overgrown with ivy, its tall, narrow windows looking out like empty eyes. Inside, the air was stale and thick with the scent of old wood and dust. She wandered the rooms, feeling a strange sensation of familiarity, though she had never been there before. Shadows seemed to dance along the walls, and every creak of the floorboards echoed ominously. She dismissed it as her imagination, but when night fell, the real terror began. That night, Maria heard footsteps echoing down the main hallway outside her room. She held her breath, listening as they stopped just outside her door. She called out, but there was no reply. Slowly, the door creaked open, and she saw a faint silhouette of a woman in an old-fashioned dress standing in the doorway, her face hidden in shadows. The figure reached out, as if to touch her, before vanishing into thin air. Maria was left trembling, unsure of what she had just witnessed, but something in her told her that the apparition was only the beginning. The next morning, determined to learn more, Maria found an old family ledger in the library. The entries detailed the lives of the Blackwoods, a family that had once been powerful, wealthy, and respected. But beneath the surface, there was darkness. The patriarch, Richard Blackwood, was rumoured to have dabbled in dark magic and strange rituals, convinced that he could achieve eternal life. As she read further, Maria discovered that each family member had died under suspicious circumstances, poisoning, drowning, and disappearances. They were believed to have been victims of the curse of Blackwood Manor, a curse that Richard himself might have unleashed. Exploring deeper into the mansion, Maria found a hidden door concealed behind a bookshelf. Inside was a room filled with strange artifacts, crystals, ancient books, and symbols drawn in chalk on the floor. In the center was a large, ornate mirror with a crack running down its middle. As she moved closer, she noticed that her reflection wasn't her own, but rather that of a pale, haunted-looking woman in a dark dress, the same figure she had seen the night before. The mirror seemed to pulse with a life of its own, and she felt an icy cold radiating from it. Suddenly, the figure reached out, pressing her hand against the glass as though trying to break free. Maria stumbled back, the mirror now reflecting only her horrified face. That night, Maria was plagued by restless dreams filled with the faces of the Blackwood family, each one calling out to her, begging her to set them free. The voices grew louder until they shattered the dream and dragged her back into consciousness. But even awake, the voices continued, whispering from every corner of the room. Desperate and terrified, she lit candles and whispered a prayer, but the voices only laughed, mocking her attempts to banish them. She was beginning to understand that whatever spirits haunted Blackwood Manor, They were bound to the estate by something much darker than she had ever imagined. Determined to end the hauntings, Maria combed through Richard Blackwood's personal journal, hoping to find a way to release the trapped souls. She discovered that he had attempted a ritual that would allow his spirit to control his family even in death. But something had gone wrong, trapping their souls within the house forever. In his final entry, Richard wrote of his regret, admitting that his greed had led to their suffering. The only way to undo the curse, he explained, was to complete the ritual by destroying the mirror in the hidden room. But he warned that the spirits might not take kindly to being disturbed or freed. With a heavy heart, Maria returned to the hidden room, clutching a hammer. The house seemed to come alive around her as she approached the mirror, shadows twisting along the walls, whispers growing into screams. She stood before the mirror, staring at the figure trapped within. The woman's face was twisted in agony, her mouth opening in a silent scream as Maria raised the hammer. As she swung it down, the mirror shattered, and the room exploded in a burst of cold, dark energy. Spirits swirled around her, faces appearing and disappearing in the mist, their expressions a mix of relief and sorrow as they slowly faded, their voices murmuring, "Thank you." The mansion fell silent. The once cursed air felt lighter, and the oppressive presence had vanished. Maria left Blackwood Manor that night, locking the doors and vowing never to return. Though she had freed the trapped spirits, a lingering sadness haunted her, a reminder of the tragedy that had unfolded within those walls. Blackwood Manor still stands today, its windows dark, its secrets hidden once more. But if you ever walk by and hear whispers, remember, some curses are never truly lifted, only silenced. Thank you for joining us on EerieTales. Some mysteries are best left unsolved, and some secrets are best kept hidden. Blackwood Manor is a testament to the dangers of tampering with forces beyond our control. If you ever come across a place with a history as dark as this, keep your distance. Some spirits don't want peace, they want company.